Good day, everyone. I hope you are having a lovely weekday or weekend. I am your co host, Carlos Carmona, and I am joined today by my co host, Annette Gasper.
Thank you, Carlos. Wonderful to be here.
I bet it is. Today's podcast episode, we shall be going over content related to ecological relationships as listed here, but you probably don't care for that nonsense, so we'll just get straight into it. The contents for today's videos include our learning objectives, the question of the day, our warm up, the lesson, the activity, and our conclusion.
To begin, we'll be going over our learning objectives. Students will be able to identify examples of predation, parasitism, commensalism, mutualism, and competition in different ecosystems. Students will understand the nature of each ecological relationship and the interactions between organisms involved, and students will know the differences between symbiotic and non-symbiotic relationships among organisms, understanding the nature of each interaction and their ecological implications. Now, for the question of the day, drum roll please. Why are relationships between organisms important in the wild? Now, we won't answer right away, so be on the lookout for key information that can help you come up with a response later on.
For our warm up, we asked two questions. Can you think of relationships where both organisms benefit? Can you think of relationships where one organism benefits while the other is harmed? We do indeed provide you all with an answer for each, but I'm pretty sure you can think of many more.
To start off, we'll be reviewing symbiotic relationships. First, we'll go over the definitions of symbiosis. Symbiosis refers to an ecological relationship between organisms of different species. Symbiotic relationships fall under the category of symbiosis. So, what are symbiotic relationships? Symbiotic relationships provide at least one of the organism's benefits, and these relationships typically endure over the long term. There are three types of symbiosis: mutualism, commensalism, and parasitism. Don't mind the smiley faces for now, we'll review them later on.
So, non symbiotic relationships, what are they? They are a less direct interaction, a short term relationship, and it can either have neutral or negative impacts on one or both species involved. This can be labeled as competition or predation. For symbiotic relationships, however, we have close interaction, long term relationship, and at least one species benefits from the relationship, uh, similar to mutualism, commensalism, or parasitism.
Moving on to symbiotic relationships, let's take a deeper dive. Starting off with mutualism, it is a symbiotic relationship between two species in which both partners benefit, such as the clownfish benefits from the sea anemone since it gains protection as well as a home, while the sea anemone gains benefits from the clownfish since the clownfish provides it nutrition. That's why there's two smiley faces seen, since both benefit. Commensalism, on the other hand, is a relationship between two species in which one benefits and the other is unaffected, such as barnacles and a whale. The barnacles in this case is the smiley face, however, the whale is the serious face, since it doesn't provide it harm nor benefit, it is simply unaffected. Moving on to parasitism, it is a symbiotic relationship between two species in which one benefits and the other is harmed. For example, a fish and sucker isopods. In this case, the sucker isopods are the smiley face, since they are benefiting from being inside of a fish's mouth. However, that causes the fish discomfort as well as pain. That's why the fish is the sad face.
In non symbiotic relationships, competition, individuals or populations compete for the same resources, whether that be food, shelter, space, or a mate, as seen here where male seals are competing for mating territory. Predation, where a member of one species, the predator, eats all or part of the body of a member of another species, the prey, as seen here by the dolphin and the fish.
Are you ready to implement what you've learned so far? Join us as we do our activity. For our activity, you'll first begin by numbering your paper 1 through 10, each representing one of the scenarios. You'll be labeling it either commensalism, competition, mutualism, parasitism, or a predator and prey relationship. Pause for more time.
So, here we have our answers. The first one would be D, since we have D, since fleas attach to the skin of warm-blooded animals, feed on their blood, and make the animals itch, meaning that this is that the fleas are benefiting while the dogs are not. For the next one, we have C, since both organisms are benefiting. For the third one, we have B, since both of them are competing for a certain resource. For the fourth one, we have C, where both are benefiting. And for the last one, well, for the fifth one, we have E, where the cats are hunting mice, meaning it's a predator-prey scenario.
Okay, and for the sixth one, we have A, because we had already gone over this example earlier on, because the whales aren't affected while the barnacles benefit. For number 7, we have C, because both benefit in some sort of way. For number 8, again mutualism, C, because both benefit in some sort of way. For number 9, we have A, because one benefits and one does not. And for the last one, we have B, because the lions and cheetahs are competing to obtain resources.
Going on to the next one.
Now for the next one. This was a question previously on our STAR test, at least. So we'll let you read it and give you time to answer it. Pause for more time.
Now, moving on to our answer. The answer is C, since the pygmy seahorse is hiding in between the sea fans. The sea fans aren't affected in any way, while the pygmy horse is gaining camouflage and gaining protection from other predators.
Now for our summary. So hopefully by now, students have learned the differences between symbiotic and non-symbiotic relationships. Additionally, they have learned about the types of relationships there are in ecosystems and how to identify these relationships.
So go on and scan this QR code so that you can review this podcast. And don't forget to comment down your answer for the question of the day.
Thank you for watching, but don't forget to
Like this video,
smash the subscribe button, and don't forget to turn on notifications to get notified each time we upload a new podcast. See you in the next one.